Okay, so I'm going to show you how to display the UI canvas on the side of a mesh. So what I'm going to do here is right click, add a new entity, add a mesh. Okay, I'm also going to add a material and I want to go over here to the UI canvas or UI editor. And you'll notice here in the UI editor, there's render to texture. You're going to want to click that. And you're going to click the little folder icon here. And what you're going to need for the render to texture is an ATT image file, but what you need isn't available, so we're going to have to make it. So I'm going to right click, go open in Explorer. Okay, and I'm going to copy this guy here. And where's copy and paste. And I'm just going to rename this uh, render to texture. And we're going to open that up. Mine is set to open in Notepad. Your system may not be set up to do that. I'm going to change a couple things in here. And I'm going to click here next to shader right and add a comma, hit enter, tab twice, quote, color, quote. And I'm going to change the size here to, I don't know, 512 by 512. And the format here, I'm going to change that to 19. And I'm not sure if this is required, but I'm just going to change this to the same as my file name here. So RTT for render to texture. And a file save that. I'm going to just minimize that for now, minimize that. And you'll notice it loaded it in right here. And just hit OK. And you'll know you did it right if you don't have an error here. It'll have a red explanation point if you messed up somewhere along the way. So what I'm going to do is right click, add a new element or empty element, and over here I'm going to add an image component, and I'm just going to pick a random image off my system. Go some grass, I guess. Now I also am going to add some text to kind of show uh, uh, the power of using the UI. So I'm going to add another element, add text to that. And I'm going to change my font here to something else. Let's try that one. And the text string, uh, some fun text. There we go. Perfect. Up. And oh, I'm going to grab the move tool here, move it. I'm going to move it below this little icon you see here because this should be the upper left corner of your canvas. So you're going to want to have these items in this area here or it will not display. If you hit preview here, let me see, it displays uh, that, but if I moved this guy over here just for a quick example, it should cut it off there. Actually, I'll show you here. If there we go. Oh, I have no idea why it's doing that, but it should be cut off screen if I have it on this side here. If I'm understanding it correctly, but so I'm gonna save this canvas as and just render UI, I guess. Sounds like a good name. Okay, now I'm going to minimize this. I'm going to add a UI per proxy. Okay. And I'm going to add a right click, create an empty here. And I'm going to add the UI asset reference to this guy. I'm going to click here, select the render UI setup right here, and go back to the initial entity. Now I'm going to select a mesh, which I should have did that before, but plane. I'm just going to go to a 3x3 plane here, and I'm going to need to select this guy here, and before I forget, you also got to make sure to auto load that. So I'm going to go back to the entity here and pull that up. Going a little too quick probably, but I get ahead of myself and start clicking things. I'm going to open up the material editor. It's kind of opens a little slow on my system. I'm going to go new, and I'm going to just use a standard PBR and render. That'll work. And hit OK. Now, for the base color, we want to select that ATT image file that we created. So it should be render to texture, the RTT file. And that should be that. And I'm going to hit save. And okay, I got to set the texture I just set up to be right there. Hit OK. Now I should be able to just play it from here and it should work. See, it's displayed on there. It's kind of not. You would probably need to set up your UVs to work with the size of the canvas, but for the most part, that should get you going. I think that's about it. Catch you in the next one.